Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the new products by Glowish by Huda Beauty. And I have the Luminous Pressed Powder. I also have the two new brushes that they just launched. These are called the Cheeky Vegan Blushes. So I'm very excited to be reviewing this with you guys today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Naz. I would love it if you hit the subscribe button to join the family. And don't forget to hit like if you do enjoy this video. Without further ado, let's get started. So first I'd like to read a little bit about these products and give you guys some background information on what these are and how they're supposed to be used. And then we'll go ahead and apply the product into my face and then we'll review it and I'll let you guys know what my final thoughts are. So if you haven't heard about this before, Glowish is a brand launched by Huda Beauty and I have their newest pressed powders and this is supposed to be a glowy powder foundation. So let's read a little bit about this product. It's a pressed powder formula. It gives you a natural finish. It's vegan, it's fragrance free, and it's cruelty free. And what the description says on Sephora's website is that it is a smoothing and blurring luminous pressed powder that gives you coverage without the cake with a buildable lightweight formula. It's supposed to be light coverage, but then again, it does say it's buildable and it gives a natural finish. It says some of the highlighted ingredients is Damascus rose oil, which is supposed to soothe, clarify, and lock in the extreme moisture. Vitamin E helps to prevent skin damage and moisturizes the skin. And red bell pepper extract, this is an interesting one, acts as a shield against digital pollution, which can cause visible aging and dark spots. Say that this formula is infused with antioxidants and skin-loving ingredients. And it does say that this is supposed to be a lightweight product that gives you natural looking glow, it blurs the pores, and it doesn't set into the fine lines. And then I also have the two of their new blushes that they just launched, and I have the shades Berry Juicy and Karen Coral. I also ordered Healthy Peach, even though it might not show up on my skin tone, but I still wanted to try it because it just looked like a very nice peachy color. But it hasn't arrived yet and I wanted to get this review up for you guys, so I only have the two for now. And these are supposed to be velvety powder blush with a marbled formula that was developed to give all skin tones a beautifully natural, fresh face flush of color and a soft focus glow. So we'll try these out as well, but first I want to go ahead and get started with the powder. So here's the powder. I did swatch it earlier just to check if the color match is good, but I think it will be fine. And I have the shade 5 medium. So I think this is going to work just fine for my skin tone. You know, I will give them some credit. I think they're launching some incredible products. They really seem to be innovating and going a little bit out of the box with their launches. I'm very intrigued. I mean, they're launching some very interesting products. One thing I did notice is when I looked at the pictures on the promo page, it looked like the models that had the before and after photos. Before pictures actually seemed better to me and I was a little bit confused because I thought the before picture was supposed to be the after picture. So I don't know, it seemed to accentuate some pores. Just looking at the pictures, I did not like how the after photos looked on the models. I also watched Huda's video when she was going ahead and using the product, and it looks like the quality of the video wasn't really the best. Couldn't really see much of her skin from the video. It almost felt like it was a little bit blurred out. I'm not sure if it's just me, but the way I like to watch product reviews and application, especially for any of the complexion and base products, is I'd like to really get close and get very clear quality video so that I can really see the pores and how it's sitting on the skin. And I couldn't really do that with Huda's video. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but that was just kind of my observation looking at her video when she was applying this. All right, so let's get started with the application. I want to do this a little bit different. First, on this side, I want to use it the way that she's used it as a foundation, and she's using a sponge in her video. I have my Real Techniques sponge that I'm going to be using. The other side, we'll kind of see what we want to do, but I just kind of want to test it out using two different methods. So again, I'm going to go in with my product using a wet sponge. Right now, I've only done my eyes. I have just a little bit of concealer underneath and just some eyeshadow. My brows are done, but nothing else on the face. Actually want to go in with my primer water from Smashbox just to kind of give my face a little bit more moisture. Knowing it is a powder, I don't want the product getting very patchy on the skin. All right, so I just went ahead and sprayed a little bit of this. Now let's go ahead and get started. So I do feel a little bit weird about going in here with the wet sponge. I feel like it's gonna make the product a bit weird in the pan, but that's what she does and I want to test it out just the way she does it. So let's go ahead and take some of the product here, as you see. Then I want to press it in. All right, I'm going to need more product, so I'm just grabbing some more on my sponge. I think the color match is very nice. Just taking a little bit more. So just going in on the side of my nose and then on the forehead. So applying it with a sponge, I feel like I'm getting some patchy spots. I don't know if this is the best application for this powder. So here's what the skin's looking like so far. It is definitely very glowy, but I will say that I have some pores here and you can see that they are definitely accentuated. I don't really think my pores here are looking their best. Just don't know how I really feel about it just by itself, sitting on top of the skin. I don't think that this is necessarily a type of foundation that I would go for. I feel like it's not really covering much and it's just kind of sitting on top of the skin and making the pores and the texture just look very bad. So I'm not a huge fan of this on its own. And I know for some people texture may not really be an issue and you might actually like it, but I just don't like it on me. And I feel like when I want to wear a foundation, it is simply because I want my skin to look more flawless and I want to hide some of the imperfections and cover up anything. And I don't want my skin just looking worse. So maybe if you have more perfect skin, it will look better on you. I just don't like how it looks on me. All right, so enough with that. So let's go ahead on this side. I think what I want to do on this side is use it as more of a finishing powder on top just to give the skin a little bit of a glow, but I am going to go in with a foundation first and use my Makeup Forever Reboot foundation, which is a little bit of a lighter foundation because I don't want anything too thick underneath. Just putting a little bit of this on my brush and going to go in very lightly and just buff in the product. I feel like I'm getting more coverage from this foundation and my pores on the side are looking so much better. I want to go ahead and use this as more of a finishing powder and give the skin a little bit of a glow. I'm using this big powder brush and just going to take some of the product, tap it out. I actually want to focus it on the higher points. I'm going to avoid kind of the area where I have a lot of pores and we'll see how it looks. Right, so this is what we're looking like right now. I have the powder on the outer portion and some on the forehead and over here. This is the side where I use it just as foundation, and here's the side with the Makeup Forever foundation and then the powder sitting on top. And I think I like this way more. And it does give you just a subtle glow if you are using it as a finishing powder on top of a foundation rather than going in with a sponge and using more of a full coverage foundation method. This, guys, I just really don't like. I feel like it made me look like 10 years older, making my skin look like it's having a bad day. I feel like this side just looks more healthy because my pores and my texture is covered while I still have a little bit of the glow that the powder provides. Definitely prefer this side. Now, I really don't like this as a foundation, and if I knew that I wouldn't like it as a foundation, and if I were just thinking about purchasing this as just using as a finishing powder, I don't think that's a smart idea because there are so many more finishing powders out there that I like more than I like this one that also give you a glow. For example, the Hourglass powders are amazing. And I also like the Laura Mercier Candle Glow powders, and this just doesn't cut it for me just to use as a finishing powder. So if you have perfect skin, then you might really enjoy it, or if you don't think texture or enlarged pores is really an issue, then you might still like it. It's just not my favorite. Now I'd like to go in with a bronzer and bronze up both sides of my face before we go in with the blush. And that does look really pretty. We definitely got the disco ball vibes right here on this side of the face, but I'm gonna make it work just for the sake of the video, and then I am definitely taking off this makeup. I really like this bronzer, and this is in the shade 310 Light, and I think this is a perfect shade for me. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these blushes. I'm very excited for these, and the first shade I have is Caring Coral. I do have to say the packaging is very cute, and it doesn't look like anything I have in my collection, so it's very easy to pick out, and it just looks very adorable. All right, so here's Caring Coral, and here is Berry Juicy. So you can tell this one definitely is more berry, and then this one has more coral pinkish tones. I also really like that her powder formula here in the bronzer and the blushes are just not powdery at all, and they kind of blend into the skin really well. So here's Caring Coral, and then here is Berry Juicy. Now let's go ahead and apply these to the skin. So this one's Caring Coral. I'm just going to place this up here. So that was very effortless, and I feel like just going in with one swirl was enough to really give the cheeks a good color. I didn't have to really build up, and I do really like that shade. I feel like every time I look at the side of my face, it's just, I just don't like how anything sits on it right now. I mean, it's glowy, and I want to say it looks healthy, but it's just, I'm not used to seeing makeup sit on my face like that. You know, I'm not used to seeing makeup just make my texture so much worse. Like, that's not how foundation should be. I would necessarily want glow right on top of my pores here. That's not really what I put highlighter. So it just feels really weird to have this massive glow right in the middle of my face. But anyway, so let's go ahead and use this Berry Juicy shade. And I'm going to take that on this side. I do want to say that these almost give your cheeks more of a cream blush kind of an effect. Cheeks look so healthy and glowy and without actually accentuating. So I do like this formula a lot. So I would definitely recommend these if you are into cream blushes. And going into the winter, maybe we're not as willing to use more creams on our face, which, you know, for me, I'll use creams anytime. But I know some people like that more in the summer. So I feel like this is a perfect cream blush alternative for the winter months while still giving your cheeks a nice little glow and making them look so healthy. I do absolutely love these blushes. Also, these are perfect if you are afraid of using cream products. This is definitely a great alternative, and I think it gives your cheeks the same effect as a cream product. All right, guys, so just want to go into my final thoughts. I think you guys already know that I am not a huge fan of this. I wish I could return it, but I don't like returning makeup products. I don't always do it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it and just use it on top of a foundation as more of a finishing powder. Although I feel like I have other finishing powders that I do enjoy. I'll most likely just go ahead and use this on the high points of my face, a little bit on the forehead, and just really avoid the pore and the texture areas, which I think this really accentuated on this side of the face. And I know she does claim that this is supposed to be blurring, but I don't think it's blurring anything, and I think that's more of a false advertisement. I do want to say that it's very difficult to make a product that's going to blur and at the same time give you a glow. I feel like it's usually one or the other. I definitely love the blushes, and I will be using the bronzer as well. It's just the powder did not work out for me. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you enjoyed the video and it was helpful to you. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave and hit that like button if you did enjoy. Let me know in the comments below if you'll be picking this product up and what your thoughts are on it after seeing me apply it on my face. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.